Okay, so today we're going deep on something that we hear a lot about from you guys, and that's feeling overwhelmed at work, and like you're being undermined by a line manager. And we have this voice note that really brings this to life.
Yeah, this one's really powerful. It's not just sort of normal work stress,
Yeah.
It's like a pattern of behavior that's really hurting someone. And you said the listener's being asked to do more and more work on top of their teaching. And some of it feels like it should be their manager's job anyway.
Right.
Like Mr. Harper's. That's what they call him in the message.
Yeah, and then when they can't get it all done right away, it's like, it's their fault. They're disorganized or something.
Yeah.
And that's just one part of it. The voice note goes on about how she feels dismissed and patronized, and it's especially bad because she's one of the few women on staff. She talks about being interrupted all the time in meetings and having her ideas like shot down.
Right. And then there's this awful story where Mr. Harper apparently told someone else that she was struggling to cope. And he made it sound like it was because she was being all emotional.
Yeah, it's just, like, come on. So what's going on here? Because obviously it's more than just a personality clash, right?
Absolutely. It's like textbook deflection. He's not dealing with the workload or his own responsibilities. He's just shifting the blame. And he's using these really damaging gender stereotypes. It's meant to make her doubt her own abilities. And the voice note says that whenever he tries to talk to him directly about any of this, he just shuts her down. Like she's being too sensitive or making a big deal out of nothing. You know what this sounds like? Gaslighting.
Yeah, professional gaslighting. That's actually what they called it in the advice part of the voice note. It's when someone in a position of power basically manipulates you into thinking that your own reality is wrong, like you're crazy or something, and telling her she's overly sensitive. That's classic.
Exactly. And then on top of all this, she's terrified of what will happen if she tries to report him. He's already making her look bad to other people. So yeah, the advice she got was basically, you're not crazy. This is gaslighting. This is toxic. And I think that's so important to hear.
It is. So where do we go from here? Because I'm sure a lot of people listening have been in similar situations.
Right. Well, what this voice note really shows is that this isn't just some isolated incident. It's part of a bigger problem. And by naming these behaviors, calling them out as gaslighting, as toxic, that's the first step to taking back control.
Yeah.
You start to see that the problem isn't you. It's them and the way they're treating you.
Okay. So that's what we're trying to do today in this deep dive. We're taking this one person's story, which is obviously really personal and hard, and we're trying to figure out what we can all learn from it. What can you do if you're in this kind of situation without getting bogged down in the specifics?
Yeah, exactly. When we give you some practical strategies. So what jumps out at you from her story? What are the big things?
Well, she's clearly drowning in work. Teaching is hard enough as it is. But then to have all this extra stuff dumped on her and then get criticized for not keeping up, it's like a trap. She can't win. It's almost like it's deliberate. You know what I mean?
I do. And that's the really scary part. Because when you're constantly overloaded and you try to speak up, but you just get shut down, it can really mess with your head, make you doubt yourself. Even when you know logically that something's wrong, it makes sense that she's starting to question her own abilities.
And the way he talks to her is just infuriating. The constant interruptions, the put down. It's like he's trying to erase her. And then to call her overly emotional on top of it all, ugh.
Yeah, that really gets to me. It's such a sneaky way to invalidate someone, especially a woman. It's like, oh, your concerns aren't real. It's just your hormones talking. It's so dismissive.
Yeah.
And it plays into all these horrible stereotypes, like women can't be rational or professional. It's just yuck.
Yeah, totally. So what do you do? I mean, she can't just quit her job, right?
Well, quitting should be the last resort, of course.
Yeah.
There might be other things she can try first. The advice she got was to start documenting everything, like keeping a detailed log of all the extra work he's giving her, the times he interrupts her in meetings, those kinds of things.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it's not just about building a case against him, right? It's also about her taking back some control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When someone's gaslighting you, it can make you feel so powerless, like you're going crazy.
Yeah.
But when you start writing things down, it's like, no, this is real. This is happening. Yeah. And it can be really validating. It helps you see the pattern of abuse.
Okay. So document everything. What else? Because it sounds like she's pretty isolated at work.
Right. So the other piece of advice was to reach out to someone she trusts. Maybe someone at SLT or HR, just for an informal chat, feel things out. See if anyone else has noticed what's going on with Mr. Harper.
That's a good idea, because going straight to a formal complaint, that's a big step. And it can be really scary, especially when you already feel like you're walking on eggshells.
Yeah. So having someone else on your side, someone who understands the situation, can make a huge difference. They can help you figure out what your options are and what the school's policies are on this kind of thing. And they can just be there to support you. which is so important.
And the advice also talked about taking care of herself, like maybe seeing a therapist or talking to a mentor outside of work.
Right. Because this kind of stuff, it takes a toll. It's stressful. It's emotionally draining. And it can really mess with your self-esteem. So it's crucial to have someone to talk to, someone who can help you process what's happening, and who can remind you that you're not the problem.
Okay. And so that's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
But I think the big takeaway here is that if you're feeling overwhelmed and undermined at work, you're not alone. And it's not your fault. It's really important to remember that the advice that this listener got, it's good advice. Document everything. Reach out for support. Take care of yourself. Those are all really good first steps.
And remember, you are not defined by someone else's bad behavior. Your skills, your experience, your professionalism, none of that goes away just because someone's treating you badly.
Exactly. So here's something to think about. If any of this has resonated with you, if you're in a similar situation, what's one small thing you can do today to start taking back control? Maybe it's starting that logbook. Maybe it's reaching out to a friend or colleague. Whatever it is, take that step because you deserve to feel safe and respected at work, and you deserve to thrive.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for listening.
And good luck.